Hello, this is Quick Skills, and today I'm going to be opening up one of the brand new starter decks from Rise of the Floodborn. This one here has the Queen and Gaston on the front, and this is going to be the Amber Sapphire build. If we look at the side of the box here, it does tell you the deck list, so if you open this up and you want to keep it together, you can see the whole deck list here. There are asterisks here on cards that are from Season 1, or Chapter 1, I should say. So this deck does not contain solely new cards, but a majority of the deck list is from the new Rise of the Floodborn deck. Now, when we open this up, you're going to get a 60 card deck that you can play right out of the box. You're going to get some counters that you can use in the game, and you're also going to get a single Lorcana pack. Now, I follow a lot of trade groups and Lorcana discussion threads, and a lot of people are insistent that the packs in a starter deck are loaded, and that a lot of people's enchantments have come out of the starter deck. We'll see if that is true today, but before we open this pack, I will go through the deck and show you what's included. Also, what's nice is you do get a how to play quick rules and instructions on how to play Lorcana. It is very easy to play. There is a tutorial on my channel that you can see how to play Lorcana, but here is what comes included with your starter deck. Shows some mechanics and deck building ideas. Remember, you can only use 2 of the colors when deck building, so it tells you that here. And here we have Amber and Sapphire. And now with 2 chapters out, you can build a whole deck with just Amber or just Sapphire. There is no advantage or disadvantage of going with 1 or 2 colors, but it is a limitation that you have to use to build with. Now, one of the common criticisms that I hear with Lorcana is that there is not a really good way of getting some of these things here. Like this playmat here is very cheap, and this is really the only way to get an official playmat for Lorcana. Likewise, these are the only official Lorcana counters. Now, there are a lot of counters that you can find online, but these here are just simple paper counters that you can use when tracking damage in the game. And this here is how you're going to highlight your life or your lore going up to 20. So anytime your character quests, you're going to keep count of your lore this way. One of the criticisms of this playmat and counter system is that if you're playing a game and your mat moves a little bit, it is very easy to lose track of your lore count, which is very important. I do like using something that's a little bit more sturdy, but if you are careful, this is an acceptable method. There is also the app that is easy to download, and you can keep track of your lore count that way. You can see here, your deck is going to go here, cards in play are going to go here, all your cards are going to be face down in your inkwell here, and your discard is going to go here, and they use the space in between that for the lore count. And so now we're going to open up our 60 card deck. Every 60 card deck is going to be exactly the same. If we look here, right out of the box, we have a damaged card, and that's a shame. Hopefully that's not an important card. What's nice about these starter decks is you are going to get some foiled cards. So here we have the Queen. You can see this is the foiling that comes included with this. And here we have Gaston, Intellectual Powerhouse, and Gaston is a Floodborn. So that's why Gaston is smart in this world, or at least trying to be smart. You can see his plans there. I think this is hilarious. And we can go through the deck here. So we have some cards. What's nice about these starter decks is that if you need multiple copies of a card, it is not uncommon for them to give you what you need. So here we see there are 3 Gastons included, and these are at the uncommon rarity, and it just gives you 3 of them right there. Here we have a legendary, or a rare. Here's some commons, and it's going to give you multiple copies of the cards that you need to play right out of the box. Now, these decks are not perfect. To play competitively, you are going to want to improve these decks, but to play with somebody right out of the gate, this is an acceptable deck to play. It will have a strategy to help you win, and it usually is going to be on curve with a lot of cards that are inkable, very few uninkable cards. So I do like this product, and right now that we're at the very beginning of this type of game, it is okay that these decks aren't too competitive. But at a certain point, these cards are going to be easy to come by, and I would expect a little bit more out of the starter decks as the seasons progress. And so this is the card that was damaged out of the box. So it's a popsicle. It's a common, so this will be easy to replace. I'm not terribly sad here, but you know, that could have been the Queen, or that could have been the Gaston, which is a nice inclusion. These are rare cards, so you have a super rare the Queen, and you have a rare Gaston that are foil. So it is a nice inclusion there. I'm glad those were not damaged. And now to end this video, we're going to open the included pack. And so this is what the art looks like. You can see Rhea on the front, Rise of the Floodborn, 12 additional cards. If you've never opened a Lorcana pack before, you are guaranteed 2 rares out of every pack. And the rares are broken into different... We'll cover them right now through this video. So here at the bottom we have common. So these are going to be common cards. These will be easy to come by. Don't go crazy trying to buy any of these common cards. You can usually trade for them fairly easy, or usually get them from free. If you have somebody that's buying a lot of Lorcana, they're looking for this one particular card, they'll happily give you the commons for free. Same with uncommons. These are a little bit harder to come by, but don't go crazy buying them unless it is a necessity for your deck. I would not go out of my way to try to buy these uncommons. And so now the next 2 cards are going to be at the rare, legendary, super rare, and rare card. So here, this symbol here is just going to be your standard rare card. This is Goofy. We have a 9 ink 10/10 with 4 lore. So this is a pretty heavy beater. It remains to be seen if this is going to be a playable card, but with 10/10, it does appear that this is going to be a pretty interesting card to play against. And then for our next card, we have a super rare. This is going to be a Cogsworth. It's a 2/5 with 2 lore counters here. And we have the ability Unwind. Your other characters gain resist. Damage dealt to them is reduced by 1. And now the next card here is going to be your foil card. Every pack is going to include a foil card. And so let's see if we get an enchanted. We do not. But we did get an uncommon Jafar. And so here's the uncommon Jafar. So it's a nice art here. And overall, a nice inclusion. So that concludes the video. Super rare is going to be harder to get than the rare. And so, you know, not a bad pull. Have no idea if Cogsworth is playable, but we got one. So that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you play with this deck, and let me know what improvements you've made to your Amber, Sapphire, Rise of the Floodborn starter deck. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good day.